it's going to be interesting to see what we do this Sunday, but let's get right into it. I guess I should probably maybe read the comments. Jedi coming in here. Domination. Yeah, the Niners are dominating. But let's see. So let's get right into it. The title of the show was what is the now that the Niners have control of the 1 seed because Philly lost to Seattle yesterday, which was, I think, a huge surprise to me and maybe you guys as well. And then Dallas got blown out by the Bills. What is the motivation level at now that they don't have to win? The 49ers don't have to win this game necessarily because technically they're 2 games ahead of Philly and Dallas.
Yeah, well, the 49ers have to win at least 2 of their last 3, right? And so even though you can say this isn't a must win, but I still see it as a must win. And I think the 49ers should, and I think they will see it as a must win because what you don't want, basically, if you choose or if you don't play your hardest and you lose this game against the Ravens, I think then you have to win your last 2. And I'm looking at that final game against the Rams, who seem to be like a surging team right now. Let's not forget, they still have a really good, talented quarterback in Matthew Stafford. They have some nice pieces that they're putting together, a lot of young players, especially on the defensive side of the ball. But they're surging right now, and they actually gave the Ravens a run for their money. So they're capable of winning a game, I think, against the 49ers because you never know what can happen in a divisional game. I know the 49ers have dominated the Rams, in recent seasons, but I don't know if that's the game I want to say is a must win. Like, I don't know, because if you lose this game against the Ravens, that then becomes a must win for the 49ers. And do you want to go into the final game of the season playing a must win game? Or do you want to win the previous 2 and have that final game be a resting game because you've already clinched the 1 seed, right? I would rather have the latter, and I would rather have the 49ers win this game against the Ravens, win against Washington, and be able to rest guys, against the Rams in that final game of the season. So it's not a must win, but it is sort of a must win to me. And as far as like how the 49ers should stay motivated for this one, I think the motivation is in their nature because you're playing a team this late in the season who has the same record as you, who on the AFC side is probably as dominant as you have been. The Ravens are a really good, talented team. And the 49ers in the past have stepped up in those moments when it's come to playing the Cowboys, when it's come to playing the Eagles and proving something, right?
Yeah.
They step up for those games and they do it. So I'm looking at this game against the Ravens as that kind of game for the 49ers. It's prime time. It's Christmas. They're going to be wearing their red throwbacks.
True.
I think everything's kind of coming together for the 49ers to rise up to this game and look at it as a must win in their eyes. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think as far as respect of the league goes, I know that the 49ers, I mean, they know themselves, or even Brock Purdy knows that there's a lot of people out there saying that everyone can maybe succeed. There's a lot of quarterbacks that can succeed in this system, and there's still people that are saying that, even though I don't think that's true necessarily. I think for a Brock Purdy level, if he can go out and play really well against a Ravens defense that is top 3 in the league, I mean, how many people would now respect him after this game if he plays well against one of the best defenses in the league? This defense is so good. I mean, they have Jadeveon Clowney, they have Matabuke, they have Roquan Smith, Patrick Queen, and then they have, they have 2 really good secondary players, Kyle Hamilton, and the other one is He's escaping me at the time. But they have a stacked and loaded defense. This is I don't know. If you're considering the Niners the best defense in the league, then this is number 2. But they're a really good defense. So if he can prove it against this team, you gain respect of a lot of different people. And then obviously, like you said, you kind of I guess it's more of a sure thing that you get the 1 seed. But I mean, the Niners deserve the 1 seed. The Eagles, my brother was saying it yesterday, even if the Eagles had a chance to get the 1 seed, they don't deserve to get it. So I
Right.
think it's just right that they win this game so they gain that respect. So, yeah.
Yeah, the Eagles are
Um,
sort of reeling right now, and
yeah.
I think it's because some of the things that they had been dealing with, even before they played the 49ers is kind of showing up, and it's starting to
Yeah.
get exposed by teams, right? So, yeah, I think they're heading in the wrong direction as far as, their season trajectory. And 49ers on the other hand are kind of, in a positive trajectory. And yeah, I mean, this is a really tough defense for the 49ers to face. I think it's a great test. It's potentially a Super Bowl
Mhm.
preview for them. And so I
Yeah.
think when you look at the 49ers offense and you see how hard they are to beat, this is a great measuring stick to really say, okay, can the 49ers actually beat anyone and make it look easy?
Mhm.
Because, like, if they can do it against this Ravens team, I'm going to feel very freaking convinced that they can go all the way with
Yeah.
this team. And I already do feel pretty great about it. But, like I said, this is a big test. So, yeah, I think it's the two best and best because I'm looking at the offense
Yeah.
of the Ravens as well, and they're a really good offense. Obviously Lamar Jackson presents a number of different challenges for any defense. And so yeah, it's going to be a big test for the 49ers defense, especially if they're still dealing with some of the injuries that we've, been experiencing these last 2 weeks.
Mhm.
That'll make it especially difficult for the 49ers. But, you also have this offense in the 49ers that is surging and can prove that they can
Mhm.
carry this team if they need to. So it's going to be interesting to see how this game plays out. As a fan of football, I'm really excited about this game,
Mhm.
regardless of the outcome. Of course, I want the 49ers to win. I don't want them to ruin my Christmas. But at the same time, it's like, I just feel like this is going to be such a good and competitive game. And I don't think the NFL has had too many of those this season. At least the 49ers haven't
Yeah.
had too many of those this season either. So I think I would enjoy that for this.
Yeah. For sure. And hey, you don't want to lose in front of you because it's in Niner Stadium, right? Correct?
Yeah, it's at Levi's.
Yeah, it's in Levi's. Yeah, so you don't want to lose in front of the home crowd. Not going to be too many happy Niners fans if they do lose. But let's get to a few more of the comments and then we'll get to the next topic, which you touched it on Lamar Jackson. Well, actually, no, never mind. That's in a few topics. So we'll get to another topic, but we'll get to Lamar Jackson and a little bit more depth on him in a little bit. Ravens is not Lil Heater says Ravens is not a must win, but we are winning. We winning. Yeah. We'll see. I agree Rams are hungry. They are. I mean, I go back and they have their